Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. Today guys, I'll be checking out this interesting video from Walsh, and it's titled "This Woman is the Reason Why We Can't Have Nice Things Anymore." You guys, I'm super excited for this. If you're yet to subscribe to this channel, please consider subscribing. Give this video a massive thumbs up, comment, share, and all that good stuff. And without much ado, let's see what Walsh has for us in this video.
A viral video this week shows an altercation on a Frontier Airlines plane between a passenger and a flight attendant. According to the person who posted the video to TikTok, the woman, who was seated in an exit row, refused to agree to comply with the requirements for sitting in an exit row. Reportedly, she said she didn't want to help save anyone in the case of emergency. This led to a long argument with the flight attendant, which ended with the passenger getting arrested and the entire plane forced to deboard. Watch.
Wow.
That's the thing. We already agreed.
Yeah, she talking to me. What is the problem? Because she don't want to tell us her name. Okay, well, you want to tell me to cut my music down so I can a problem? What's the problem? We ain't got no problem with that. We understand we got to help people get off the plane and help Betty White get something out. What's the problem? We agree. You wasting your breath. Is they gonna take this plane off the ground? That's my damn face. Did you ask her to agree? You ain't doing your job. Yeah. No nonsense going on. You better get out my face is what you need to do, Betty. You ain't got to worry about two damn things. Looks like girl ain't here. Yeah.
I'm going to ask you one more time, nice, and just get off. If not, we're going to be board the plane, and next week, so
Well, I'm calling my attorney because we didn't do anything wrong. The lady asked us to agree, and we did. We got a whole staff. We got a whole crew.
But we'll talk about it outside.
What are we getting divorced? My grandson is in Texas getting out of school.
That's fine, ma'am.
I
understand everything, but we'll have to step outside the aircraft and talk about it.
Sir.
She's calling her attorney, which I assume means like her cousin or something, who read one page of a law book. I always think it's funny when people like this, in these kinds of, you know, altercations, you always go, well, I'm calling my lawyer. Like, you really have a lawyer, honestly? You have what, do you have a lawyer on retainer? Really? I tend to doubt that. Anyway, the altercation continues for several minutes after this point, and eventually the pilot comes back and pleads with her to get off the plane. She refuses to comply with anyone until she's finally perp walked off the aircraft by police. And you can hear her in the video repeatedly insist that she did agree with the exit row instructions, but according to the witness who posted the video, she initially refused. And then, as we can see in the footage, she became belligerent with the flight crew who were trying to deal with the situation that she had decided to create. Now, to be clear, there's nothing wrong in my mind with declining the exit row requirements. Anybody with any experience flying knows how this works. If you're sitting in an exit row, the flight attendant will come back before takeoff and ask you if you're willing and able to assist in case of an emergency. And they then tell you that they need a verbal yes. And this process repeats on every flight, thousands of times every day. And there's no reason for it to become a problem. If it becomes a problem for you, it's because you've decided to make it into a problem.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to assist, you can say no.
Exactly. And
the flight attendant will move you to a different seat. Only once in my life have I ever witnessed an exit row passenger say that they're not willing to assist in case of emergency. And in that case, the woman got up from the seat as instructed. She moved to a different seat, swapped with another passenger who was more than happy to take the exit row. And the whole thing only delayed the boarding process by like 30 seconds. That's fine. In fact, I understand why she said no. The rest of us always say yes, even though none of us really have any idea what we're agreeing to. We don't know what we're agreeing. Nobody knows. No one has any idea, actually. No one does. I don't think it's even written down anywhere. At least I've never looked. Probably is written down, but I haven't looked. So we're signing on to assist if the plane crashes without any clear indication of what kind of commitment we're actually making. You know, assisting probably just means that we have to be the ones to open the door and then leave. That's probably all it means. But is there more to it than that? Do we have to get off the plane last, even while it's in flames and about to explode, so that we have to stand there and like help everybody, you know, down the slide thing, and the plane's on fire? but we've signed on. We've signed in blood that we have to stand there and go down with the ship, basically. Now, if that's the case, shouldn't there be a discount for sitting in the exit row, not an additional fee?
You guys, what are your thoughts on this video? Some people are very, very problematic and they don't care about anyone's feeling or what people think about how problematic they are. And this woman right here is a typical example of that. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. I love the fact that she was escorted out by a police officer, but at the end of the day, she has successfully delayed every other passenger, because some people might be going for an important event, and the time it took them to go back and forth before she was escorted out must have delayed a lot of things for other people. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below, and let's continue watching, you guys.
Now, in any case, most of us don't worry much about whether the exit row requirements mean burning to death in the inferno. We just want the leg room, and we're willing to pay the price with our lives if necessary. If you are worried about it, you can say no, and then you can get up and move to another seat. That's fine. This woman apparently said no, but was unwilling to get up and move, which is what set off the chain of events that ended with her arrested, the flight significantly delayed, and dozens of people unnecessarily inconvenienced. Now, part of the problem here is that, of course, that it's Frontier Airlines. And this is what you get when you fly a budget airline. You get belligerent, low-class idiots looking to make your flying experience as cumbersome and frustrating as possible.
Yeah.
This is on top of the airline itself, which is also determined to give you that sort of experience. So the airline and the a-holes conspire against you, and you could do nothing but simply endure whatever torments they choose to inflict on you.
Yeah.
This is how flying works in general these days, but that's especially the case on a budget airline. Insult is only added to injury, because the worst thing about a budget airline is that it isn't really a budget airline. The budget in budget airline just means that they charge you slightly less upfront for the ticket, but then they recoup that money with additional fees downstream. So you might pay 20% less for the ticket, but that's before they hit you with the baggage fee and the carry-on fee and the fee to select a seat and the fee that, if you want a cup of water, the fee if you want leg room, the fee if you want a seat inside the plane instead of being strapped to the top like a luggage rack on a minivan. Unfortunately, there is no fee to insulate you from the needlessly antagonistic jerks on the plane who might decide to delay your flight by 90 minutes just because they want to have a random showdown with the flight attendant. It all adds up to the reason why I would never fly a budget airline under any circumstance. Like I wouldn't fly it if you paid me to. Driving is preferable. And if the destination is too far to drive to and you can't spring for a ticket on a real airline, then you don't need to go wherever you were planning to go.
Yeah.
So if you're saying the only way I can get there is by Frontier or Spirit, I can't, it's too far, I can't drive it. Well, then my answer is you don't need to go there. I don't care what it is. Oh, it's my brother's wedding. Well, he doesn't need, everybody else will be there at the wedding. Like, what are you really bringing to the table? Let's be honest. But as many of my listeners will eagerly point out, it's not like the real airlines are much better. They are also looking to nickel and dime you every step of the way, and the passengers on those planes can also tend to be obnoxious and almost as low class as the Frontier and Spirit crowd. This is not a problem you can escape entirely unless you fly private. And as basically everyone who flies has noticed, the whole experience has deteriorated in quality in just about every way. And there are a lot of reasons for that, and many of the reasons can be blamed on the airlines themselves. But you can't really blame the airlines for the rude, aggressively unpleasant passengers like the one in the video,
exactly,
who just go out of their way to create irritating drama that all of the other people trapped in the metal tube 30,000 feet in the sky are forced to endure. And there are a lot of these kinds of unruly passengers on airplanes these days. That's not just our anecdotal observation. The FAA keeps track of this kind of thing, and they report that unruly passenger incidents have steadily climbed over recent years. Why is that happening? Some of it, again, goes back to the airlines. When you treat people like cattle, you try to bilk every last dollar you can out of them. You create an automatically frustrating, intense, and stressful situation.
Yeah.
But it can't all be blamed on the airlines. The flight crew in this case didn't seem to do anything wrong. This case is a reflection of a deeper problem, which is that we live in a low-trust society where we can no longer depend on each other to be even minimally decent, honest, and cooperative.
Yeah.
There used to be a general cultural understanding that when you're on a plane, you have to be polite and reasonable and compliant and even present yourself well, dress well, present yourself well. But That understanding is no longer shared by everyone. Many people are impervious to the shame that breaking this social contract would cause. They feel no obligation to behave in a decent way and no embarrassment about it. They have no sense of personal honor, which means that they feel no discomfort with acting dishonorably.
Yeah.
They fundamentally reject the idea that they have any obligation to comport their behavior in any way with any set of rules or standards.
That's bad.
If you say to this type of person, well, you shouldn't act this way because it's disrespectful and disruptive to those around you, they will respond by asking, why should I care about the people around me? And that's not a rhetorical question for them. They sincerely don't understand why any other human in existence should matter to them in the slightest. This is why flying is miserable. It's also why doing anything in our culture can be miserable. It's why it's miserable to live anywhere with a high concentration of people. It doesn't have to be this way. It wasn't always this way. I mean, we've never lived in a paradise, but there was a time when basic standards of personal conduct were observed by most people most of the time.
Yeah.
That's no longer the case. And disputes over the exit row on a Frontier flight are the least of our problems because of it. But that is the manifestation of this underlying problem that we're discussing today. And it's why the woman on that flight is today canceled.
Wow, you guys, what are your thoughts on this video? Matt Walsh has said everything that needed to be said. So many people has thrown caution to the winds when it comes to how they behave outside. Because even if you are a bad person, but when you are outside, you're supposed to pretend a bit to be a good person. But some people don't even care. They don't care about other humans. They don't care about discomforting themselves just a little to make others comfortable. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. This woman, as Matt Walsh said, is cancelled. I really enjoyed every minute of this video, and I believe you guys also enjoyed watching. If you did enjoy watching, give this video a massive thumbs up, comment, share, and all that good stuff. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys.